Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Omega Gaming Esports. Here today, we have got LHG Academy League Week number 2, Omega Gaming Tempest versus DreadZone Gaming for you guys. I am Rudude, joined by the wonderful Viscero, Vicro, the man, the myth, the legend himself of Omega Gaming Unleashed. How are you doing tonight, Vic?
Doing pretty good, Rude. How's it going, everyone?
Yeah, we're just chilling here. We've got a special substitute here on the Tempest lineup. For everybody that is unaware, we've got the Lord and Savior, the Lord himself of Omega Gaming, Opavia, up at Ivar today, subbing in at AD carry for this Tempest team, and I'm quite excited to see what he comes up with.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to say the least. It's a very special guest we have, and I'm glad to have the privilege to cast this game.
At the very least, we're gonna get some content, I think is
Yep,
the best way of putting it.
yep, it's going
Uh,
to be content for sure. Everyone better be ready.
yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting to see. Obviously, I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure Ivar's not an AD carry player. I know he plays mid, and I know he's been
Um, yeah,
playing a little bit of support. But
I think AD carry has been his like off role, so to speak, for a few seasons now. So I'm sure he'll have some rust on him, but he'll probably fit into it pretty well. Um, Going into draft now, we do see a first pick Jinx, which is pretty surprising. I haven't seen Jinx in the meta too much recently, but it's answered immediately by a Lucian and a Gragas pickup.
yeah, that's I am confused by the Jinx pick. I don't know that Jinx got the most significant. I don't think she got any buffs on the this world's patch, right? So.
Don't believe so.
No, I don't know why she's been picked. First pick, I think Senna and Ashe. Obviously, Ashe being banned away, but Senna still, even with the nerfs, I think a very strong AD carry. Caitlyn may have kind of fallen out of priority, even though she has been banned away here. But as you mentioned, the Lucian flex pick picked up and Gragas as well for Tempest here.
Yeah, Lucian, like you said, is a flex pick. I'm sure both Todd and Opa Ivar will be able to pick that one up if they choose to do so. And yeah, Lucian mid is like really strong pick.
Okay.
And very interesting draft so far. So, uh, Dreadnought Gaming, right?
Yeah.
Dreadnought Gaming, I believe.
Dread
Yeah.
Zone Dreadnought.
I'm getting it confused with the game I casted
Yeah,
last. I think
we've had
last
two Dreads in the last like 2 days. It's DreadZone Gaming this tonight.
Dreadzone
Dreadnought
game.
was 2 days ago.
Okay, apologies,
No,
apologies.
it's
It's
all good.
Dreadzone Gaming. Pick up the Volibear in Deluxe, and we see Omega Gaming Tempest respond with a Ziggs pick, which, funnily enough, I believe Ivar plays, so we might have some flex pick going down to the very end.
Yeah, I'm
Who knows where this
thinking.
is going to go?
Yeah, I'm thinking as well that Ivar would probably be more comfortable on the Ziggs. Don't want to throw out too many, wild accusations early on, but obviously Ziggs bot has been a thing for a couple seasons now, and similarly Lucian mid has been in the meta for a couple of patches really since his most recent buff. Most in particular the Q really shining with his ulti as well.
Yeah, yeah, Lucian mid, definitely a strong pick. I've seen it a lot, and I've seen a lot of pros play it as well. Seems like really powerful, and so far, if we do expect the Ziggs to be bottom, we do have a pretty heavy AP bot side for Omega Gaming Tempest.
Yeah, lots of push, lots of priority early on in the game, so they'll be able to hopefully pair that with this Gragas to maybe try and establish themselves some early neutral objectives, get those Drakes going, working for themselves. Be interested to see how they round out the composition. Obviously, Lucian does do physical damage, but they are kind of lacking in it just in general,
Mhm.
overall. See what that top laner, that top lane rounded out was going to be, obviously hoping for some physical damage. And on the other side as well, DreadZone here, they've picked up quite a magical damage heavy comp themselves.
Yeah, Volibear, Rumble, Silas, Lux, all doing quite a bit of AP damage. Definitely interesting comp. Saved themselves last pick, Tempest did, for their top laner. And it looks like they're going for the Mundo, which, as you said, DreadZone have a pretty heavy AP comp, so Mundo does fairly well into AP.
Yeah, he'll be able to rush that Spirit Visage, get himself Warmogs as well, and be near unkillable pretty quickly. You know, Jinx can do sustained damage to Chow through a tank, but probably wants that reset first. And looking for probably reset and probably 2 or 3 items before it's incredibly a lucrative experience trying to kill this Doctor Mundo. I can expect as well versus Rumble. You know, you can probably see an adaptive helm coming through as well, just because it's a pretty niche item. But versus Rumble, definitely very beneficial itself. You know,
Hmm.
Volibear also doing quite a considerable amount of magical damage, considering he's a traditional AD style champion.
Yeah. So we have the comps locked in. Both teams are ready to go. We skipped over the pro draft. We're just jumping straight into game.
Yeah, the
Pretty interesting comp so far.
so I think Tempest have sort of drafted themselves. I know the bot side wins. I'm not sure the top lane matchup, but I know that once Mundo gets items, it should be in his favor. I feel like
Yeah.
Zig Zyra is always going to have the push in bot lane, and I feel like Lucian versus an AP melee mage is going to have all the priority in the world there as well.
Yeah. They've definitely done some pretty good drafting here, Tempest have. I do think they might be lacking in physical damage. As you mentioned, Lucian's their only real source of physical damage. But the Mundo pick, I do like a lot to kind of be their front line, be their unkillable tank, as you mentioned. You know, should be pretty good stuff for them.
Mm.
And they do have damage and loads coming out of the Lucian and the Zigzyra as well, and the Gragas as well. Let's not forget that Gragas can build full AP and do quite a lot of damage.
Yeah, definitely. Lots of damage across the Tempest team, and whenever you get a Silas pick, I really wanna. I always focus on what ultimates can he steal. I think this game he's
Mhm.
got a pretty good range.
Yeah, for sure. I think my eyes go straight to that Zyra. The Zyra ultimate is pretty good at zoning, causing a lot of disruption in team fights. You know, getting a lot of damage out if Tempest do group up. As well, the Gragas ult could be used for some disruption as well. Um,
Yeah, not to mention, Silas known for his pretty absurd and annoying healing that he can do with the Kingslayer if he steals that Doctor Mundo ultimate as well. Can
mhm.
definitely cause some havoc with that ticking all the way through as well. With that though, we enter about a minute left into spectator delay, and we are just going to throw it to a quick break so that me and Vic can get synced up as we load into the game and bring you game number one here. Remember, this is LHG Academy League Omega Gaming Tempest versus DreadZone Gaming. We'll be right back after this short intermission.
brisk, chilling air is calling, and out there we're free to run and jump and live so wildly. Head first we'll go tumbling through places unknown, with nothing but the stars to light our way. And though the sun may set at night, tomorrow looks so bright. 'Cause home is when you're by my side. No matter what we do, together we'll see it through. And I hope that we won't drift apart, even though things change. Without you it's not the same. I know it's true. Life's better when it's me and you.
What's up guys, good evening, welcome back to the Omega Gaming Esports channel. Today we've got for you, as mentioned previously, Omega Gaming Tempest versus DreadZone Gaming here from the blue side. I'm Rudude, joined by Viscero, Vic, the support from Omega Gaming Unleashed. How are you doing here?
Doing very, very good, Rude. Glad to be here. Really excited to be casting this game. It should be a fun one.
Yeah, I'm just going to quickly turn down ping volumes because I can get a little bit annoying if we've got them constantly. But yeah, I'm super ready as well. Obviously, we've got the Ziggs, Todd, and well, not Ziggs, Todd. We see Todd on Lucian rather, and Ivar rocking the Ziggs bot lane. And Milkhouse doesn't win this level 1, or does win this level 1 fight rather. It's Jace who's going to have to back away. Flamespitter still on cooldown. Cleaver's chasing down Jace. And now with that recall, probably going to have to probably might miss a little bit of XP there. Nice little early trade from Milkhouse. Jace overstepping the mark. And he's going to pay for that potentially with some experience losses.
Yeah, pretty good trade from Milkhouse. He's either going to lose some XP or have to burn the CP. I believe he got 2 grass procs in that trade and even burned the nullifying orb rune off of Jace there.
Are you at your microphone? You sound a little bit quieter than previously, that's all.
Oh, yeah, I'm at my mark.
Okay,
I could speak up a little bit, but you know,
I turned you
nothing
off.
has changed on my end. Okay, good.
We'll stick with that. Yeah, I mean, all that good to go. Already, you know, we've seen little kerfuffles in the mid lane, just experiences of how Lucian into Sylas is going to work. For me, feels like it's probably very Lucian favored early on.
Yeah, Lucian's definitely a big lane bully, especially in a solo lane. He's going to be able to gain a lot of levels quicker than he would in bot lane and use his XP advantage and his rain advantage in this matchup to bully up the enemy.
Yeah, Jace here not respecting Milkhouse's trade pattern, nullifying orb coming through again. Masochism gets 1 auto. Milkhouse going to flash forward, doesn't get the second auto to kill, and now Naruto is in the area, has that charge available to secure the kill topside, and it's just a matter of time here. Milkhouse pushed into the alcove, Jace with the Flamespitter, Harpoon to slow, and the first blood going to be donated to Naruto. Namikaze on this volley bear.
Yeah, really well played. Nice pathing there from Naruto to be up in the top side, knowing that top laners usually do go aggressive and disrespect that level 2, level 3 gank opportunity.
Oh, but Caxi ready for this counterbank. Todd pushed up, Caxi ready to countergank the volley bear, and Todd going to flash forward, press the attack procced. No ignite used as it was used previously, but double buffs now on this Lucian, and this lane got a whole lot harder for Andy Sis here.
Yeah, really aggressive stuff, and just what you like to see coming out of your mid laner. Todd with a really excellent play to pick up a kill.
Yeah, exactly. Turning the gank back around. Obviously, Caxi there got the stun on the very tip His outie belly button just stunned up the volley bear, but either way, they get themselves the stun, get themselves the kill, and as I say, the mid lane matchup, if it wasn't hard enough already, that's been demonstrated by the dominant CS lead, is now going to get even harder. The Cull ticking away. No summoners on Todd, so maybe there's a world where he gets ganked again or isn't able to execute fully on a kill. But this Lucian's definitely having his run of the lane so far, as we expected.
Yeah, for sure. And, you know, as you say, with the flash being blown, I do expect Naruto and Nomikaze to make a return trip to this mid lane, hopefully without getting counter ganked this time to perhaps punish Todd.
Yeah, and he's going in again here. Relentless Pursuit used. The Satchel going to remove the bot lane fight, but Todd pushing forward. A little bit low on the old HP there, but has just enough to force Andicus away on the Silas. Obviously being ranged, has the ability to you know, keep himself at arm's distance, provided the chain doesn't connect.
Yeah. Feeling really confident with the double buffs in his pocket.
Oh, flashing in, the chain connects and the Ignite goes down. And that's going to be a kill in the mid lane for DreadZone Gaming. The Silas coming up huge, using the Summoner spell advantage to his favor and shutting down Todd.
Yeah, really big play there. Like you said, getting the shutdown on Todd is really big for him to perhaps try and get himself back even in this matchup. He's still down quite a bit of CS, but, you know, the kill and the double buff
Oh,
is
but
going to
the
help a lot.
ganking top lane. Caxi gets slowed. Gets the slow down Jace with no flash. He's going to fall, and I'm getting confused saying Jace when it's a Rumble, but that is just the name that they've got. Yeah, the really nice counter gank. Well, not counter gank, but just presence of mind from Caxi.
Yeah, one thing I love about Caxi is that he always goes for those lane ganks up in top lane. Really catching top laners off guard quite a lot. They do lose the dragon for him being in the top lane, but still pretty worth to get the kill and perhaps snowball the Mundo into a bigger lead.
Yeah, exactly. The kill obviously going over to Gragas doesn't favour the snowball as heavily, but I think in all honesty I'd prefer the kill on the Gragas, right? You know, your tanky's gonna be tanky, you know, pretty much regardless of whether he gets the 150 or if he gets the 300 there. Gragas feels like, for me at least, becomes more of an assassin, I suppose, in the sense of the word, in the later stages of the game, and snowballing that earlier on, obviously much more beneficial.
Yeah, I agree, for sure.
Yeah,
Gragas can do a lot with that gold.
Feels weird calling
is...
Gragas an assassin, right? But that's the sort of the role that he fills, I feel like. I don't know if you agree with me on that one, but yeah.
No, he can definitely blow up some targets if he gets far enough ahead, gets the AP stacked up. He can definitely turn into an assassin and still have teamfight presence in the later game.
Yeah, really unique role that Gragas fills. I feel like obviously the caveat to him is that you know can now flash his combo fairly easily when the E flash ulti was a thing, and the ult would just land immediately. There was no counterplay, but now obviously there is. With the travel time, that change was made significant patches ago, but obviously you have to remember, obviously, that this isn't just fighting in the mid lane though. Andicus throws the culling to dissuade Todd from the dive. Ignite gets blown, and the culling back from Todd. Stolen ulti and ulti used, neither of which amount to a kill.
Yeah, just some priority for Todd to get his lane shoved in. Now he's going to try and probably make a roam top lane, perhaps with Caxi, perhaps help him counter.
Ulti popped from Milk Cows just to sustain himself, and on the minimap the pings come through. Jace gonna walk himself out knowing that Todd is roaming, and Andicus here maybe setting up a little bit of a trap here. Naruto in the area as well. They know that this is the route he's going to take. Dash over the wall, chain connects onto the Gragas, and there goes the Stormbringer, going to take down one. So we pan to the bot lane where we see some fighting going on as well. Caxi gets himself away with using the Gragas barrel. And a 1-for-1, both mid laners falling. But the kill going to Lucian instead of the kill going to Silas on the other side. So slight advantage for me for Tempest as Ivar goes for a little combo there. Flashes away from the final spark. And with the level discrepancy in the favour of DreadZone, Tempest are pushing out of this bot side. Flashed away from the Mega Inferno bomb, and Ignite's not going to be able to tick down Verbal Toxicity. Good flash to get himself away, but flashed into the Zyra. Fortunately enough, was able to get away with his Summoner spell. But priority established bot lane.
Yeah, definitely a big trade of summoner spells and ultimates going down in the bot lane. Almost got the kill onto the Jinx, but just she was able to, as you say, flash towards the enemy bot lane, but flash out of the ultimate, so keep herself alive.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll be interested to see actually what variant of Lux we get here. With the mana crystal in the inventory sort of suggests it's going to be a full AP one. But, you know, Lux has got two different build paths, I feel like. One in support where you just go AP, and the other one where you go like a W max using shields. So I don't know which one I prefer, but this game we're looking for a different, an AP one. But Andicus goes in mid lane, baits out the engage, and Cax is there with a beautiful body slam flash. Todd on the brink of dying and just saved by his jungler.
Yeah, really well executed. I don't know if they timed it perfectly, but they pretty much did. Get him right before his flash came back up.
Yeah, one of those where
Really well played.
don't know if they're communicating that the flash is up for maybe down for 2 more seconds or so, but they get the kill anyway. Milk Cow's looking for some skirmishing on the top side. The kill not going to be found so far, and Jace is going to recall. Doesn't have teleport, so might miss this entire wave under his turret or just to the minions themselves. And often you'll see Rumble's equalizer there, and I don't know whether or not that would have been the play for Jace. Feels like, you know, cannon wave. Oh, but a fight bot lane. Binding hits. Final spark takes Emily down to 1 HP. Does just manage to get himself away though, herself rather.
Yeah, and like you said, the Lux is doing quite a bit of damage. Has the lost chapter already in inventory, so that Lux is going to be hurting a lot. And like you said, full AP Lux is seeming to be the build path here. Although I do prefer the more supportive Lux, you know, building Ardent and, you know, maybe an Athene, something like that. Sure, Elias as well. I prefer that style. I do see that the AP Lux has its strength.
Yeah, definitely slots into different roles here, and I feel like when you've got Rumble and Silas on your team, that you can get away with going for the supportive style of build much more so than this AP one, because they're by no means lacking magical damage here, as we alluded to in the draft. We'll have to see whether or not those weaker shields and weaker heals, rather, from the Lux that would be provided from an alternate build amount to anything different. Just now got Caxi sort of really sitting in this mid lane waiting for Andicus to go in or for Naruto to walk by. Level lead is in the favour of DreadZone here should this 2v2 take place. So is the Hellfire advantage. Todd dashes in. Got the dash away from Andicus. No chain going to be thrown to re-engage the situation. Greg has been in this push the entire time. Predator pops now. Barrels him, misses the barrel, and then there's going to be a return. Stolen barrel into the turret. Caxi forced to stopwatch. Chain connects out of the stopwatch though. Andicus falls just to the piercing light. Failed flash from Jason. The equalizer has been used, but Naruto with the Sky Splitter slows him down, secures the kill with the Frenzied Maul.
Yeah, really nice outplay there from Andicus. Beautiful barrel, putting Caxi under tower and burning the stopwatch as well. And now the Rift Herald's going down in the mid lane.
So that's going to be, you know, at least 2 plates from the charge, and maybe even a third if they stay afterwards. Looks like they're probably going to go for the third one here, and you know they could keep going should they choose to. Slightly disappointing to see that they use it for me ineffectively, but they get gold anyway.
Yeah, nobody to match them, so they decide, hey, why not just pop it? They do have the second Rift Herald still to come, so you know, I don't mind using the first Rift Herald just to take some plates early on in the game. I definitely prefer that to holding it and having maybe use it in a even less effective way and later on in the game. So yeah, I think that was the right play there.
Yeah, I think it's fine. I would have preferred to see them like maybe take one of them out first and just make it easier, right? Or make it more value. I can obviously I appreciate the timings as well, so by no means is it a bad play. Just not 100% optimum for myself, and that's just me being a perfectionist. We see.
Yeah.
I wanna like ask you about Lucian builds here, because Todd's gone for Manamune and looks like he's going Essence Reaver next. Is this mana stacking something that you need on Lucian? Or is it more for crit?
You know, I'm not really too sure about whether it's necessary, but it definitely is a more scaling-oriented build, and I know my mid laner is a big proponent of the Manamune Lucian, so, you know, I'm not sure if it's more effective or less effective than perhaps like rushing an Essence Reaver or Nai or even going Bork, something like that if necessary, but it's definitely going to be a strong build once he hits full stacks.
Oh, but Binding hits bot lane. Super Mega Death Rocket comes too late to follow. And Emily gets away. Andicus in the mid lane with a third stall on Culling. Going to throw some shots towards Todd, but losing the trade overall. Todd still has the ultimate available. And looking at this top side now, turret plates have fallen. Milkhouse has taken a fair few of them away anyway. Jason Cow's just trading, but Naruto and Kaxi are going to meet in the river. Nothing going to come out of it. Milkhouse pops the ultimate to keep himself topped off, where Jace is still fairly healthy. Landry's completed for Jace now, so big little spike for him.
Basket goes out. It's like they're just trying to pressure this top tower here, but doesn't look like much is going to come of it.
Yeah, it's a good match from Naruto to just dissuade that. Predator pops now from Kaxi. Has flash available, but he's just going to throw the little barrel. Procs the Predator. Obviously knows that Naruto is still in the area, and any dive there is probably a little bit too risky. Looks like Ziggs might just take this turret.
Yep. That's the power of Ziggs. Just just one-shotting the tower from a quarter sliver of HP, you know?
Yeah,
Really
I think
powerful.
that's just a really underrated part of Ziggs. I'm surprised we don't see him more, especially when he got W buffs as well, so that it scales with levels in the ability like that. That shocked me a little bit that we didn't see him rise in power, but there you go. We'll have to see if the weaknesses show themselves here later on. He's just going to TP down bot as well. Oh. I don't think that's who they were expecting. Milkhouse go bot lane. Andicus is in the mid lane fighting once again with Todd. No kills to be had this time around, but I think that TP was a little bit of a bait. I think they were expecting Ivar to roll down, and then all of a sudden this big tanky Mundo with a Spirit Visage and Merc Treads pops up.
Yeah, definitely probably not what they were expecting, but I do like the play. Just getting priority onto this dragon here. The Rumble is still in top lane pushing, and then probably just going to go for a trade of the Rift Herald.
Yeah, it's you've got Rumble and Volibear on the top side of the map. Likely it's just going to be a quick trade, and well played from them to recognise that they can go for this trade. See though, Ivar is snooping around the area. Wards over the wall, so he's going to see that it's going, and Sky Splitter Smite confirms the kill for Naruto. But can they get away? Kaxi and Todd charging over the Equalizer. Double flash and body slam takes down Jace to very low HP. Mega Inferno Bomb over the top. It's going to secure a little bit more damage, but nothing amounting to any kills here.
Yeah, I'm surprised that didn't amount to much. That was a really clean body slam flash. The barrel was perhaps a bit off, but yeah, no kills come out of it.
And now Andicus in the mid lane, Ignite pops, misses the chain, steals away the Culling, GLP flashes in, and the Kingslayer auto is going to secure the kill. Meanwhile, obviously in the top lane, Ivar continuing to be a demolitionist and take down turrets.
Yeah, that's one thing I really love about having a Ziggs on your team, is when you rotate him around to take all the outer towers, is just showing the effectiveness of him.
And now the body slam in the mid lane. Andicus caught out trying to take his turret, but trades it back onto Kaxi very heavily. Milk Cows, though, with the Blast Cone, going to take the situation to the river, where Naruto and Namikaze is waiting, both very low on health. Final Spark comes through to dissuade, and overall, after Andicus is caught pushing at the turret, gets himself out for free.
Yeah, pretty scary situation, but does manage to get out. I'd say that's pretty worth overall for Andicus.
And that's that Kingslayer doing work there that we see, just sort of kiting around using the stuns, and the amount of damage that he put back onto Kaxi was pretty insane actually, that he took him from maybe like 3/4 or full HP down to about 30%. That scary stuff from this Silas at this stage already.
Yeah, just that one item only so far, and still doing a ton of damage. Definitely going to be scary once he gets few more items under his belt.
And got obviously the GLP picked up here for the Silas, just to presumably keep himself stuck to his targets. Also see it on Ivar, which I think is going to be providing the opposite utility of the item, which is try and keep your opponents away from you on the Ziggs.
Yeah, definitely want to keep himself at distance. Being a big artillery mage, doesn't want to get too close, doesn't want to have the volley bear jumping on top of him and punching his face in, so really smart item choice for Ivar there.
For sure, and you know, we're talking about the itemization of these AP champions, although I might have to hold it as Todd dashes in on the top lane. Press the attack has been procced. There goes the W. Culling comes down, and is he going to be able to find it? Jace is going to get away. Kaxi now fighting with Naruto in the top side of the jungle. Equalizer comes down. Kaxi body slams away. Flash onto the other side of the barrel, and Naruto is actually going to give the kill to Jace with the Equalizer and the Liandry's proc. Really nice flash.
Yeah, really close fight there. It started off close with Todd going aggressive onto the Rumble, burning his flash, but not able to pick up the kill, and then, as you said, really nice flash coming out of the volley bear to make sure he secures that kill.
Yeah, I really like the way that he flashes to the other side of the cask and like keeps himself within the fighting range. I want to look at like, this game a little bit more holistically here, Vic, because we've got obviously the kill lead in favor of DreadZone Gaming here, but Omega Gaming Tempest got themselves a little bit of a gold lead rather, only 1.5k, and that's due to probably the turrets in their favor and also the pretty large CS leads in mid and top lane. How do you? So I want to posit you this one. What are Omega Gaming Tempest looking to do to try and close out this game and amount to a win here?
They definitely want to use their advantage with the power pushing that Ziggs can give you to kind of group up, I believe. They still have one outer tower left to take, so I assume their next objective will be looking at that mid tower, as well as continuing to stack up the dragons that they have. It is a Mountain Soul, I believe. So that'll be pretty good for their tanky members.
Oh, Predator popped in the mid lane. Nice flash from Verbal Toxicity to take himself to the other side of the knockback and gets himself to safety. TP was also used by Jace there, but with 5 seconds left up before the Mountain Drake begins, no flash on your Jinx. That's pretty scary for the upcoming team fight. Milk Cow's just pulling 2 or 3 members here, whilst the rest of Tempest secure themselves the Drake, presumably. Down to 4k, and final spot comes over, equalize it into the pit as well. Todd caught on the wrong side, and now Tempest caught in a funnel. Absolutely wonderful combo comes through. They steal the Drake. They get 3 kills for themselves. And Jace very low in the back, but he's going to be able to get himself to safety. Emily running down. Flame Chompers don't even need to proc a triple kill for Naruto. And now with this Jinx, they could look to Baron.
Yeah, they could look to Baron, but perhaps they look instead to the mid tower, which looks like what they're end up going to do. But I said Omega Gaming Tempest wanted a group, but they definitely don't want to group up that clump together for the wombo combo of DreadZone Gaming. Definitely not a great fight for them, but excellent fight for the side of DreadZone.
Yeah, exactly. Props to DreadZone for finding that area, and the equalizer so perfect there, pinning Tempest between the equalizer and the Drake pit, essentially, meaning that the Stormbringer from Volibear hit on nearly 3, or probably hit on all 3 members. The final spark as well, chunking Todd at the start of the fight. Nice binding from Dina there to find the angles. Really just meant everything went in favor for DreadZone there, and you know, we talked about the gold lead previously. It's now swung entirely back into DreadZone's favor with a 2k gold lead after that fight.
Yeah, Tempest, definitely not executing their comp as well as they could be. They need to use this Mundo to be kind of a nuisance before the fight even starts. They don't want to let the enemy team get in position to contest them for the next dragon like they did in the last one. Not a good look for Tempest.
No, we see some fighting up on this top side here, but No dive going to come through from Milk Cows, as there is a fairly large amount of damage from just Jace's build at the minute. The Morellonomicon coming through to dissuade and disrupt the healing that Mundo does. Means that the dive potential really isn't there, but Caxi finds Dina clearing out some vision. Predator popped, stun does connect, light binding finds, but flash body slam connects. Barrier popped on the top side. Dina still fairly healthy here with the shields, and Milk Cow's just running around in the back lines trying to find some form of kill. But he doesn't have the damage here. Naruto likely is going to be able to walk it out. And overall, once again, fighting happening, but no kills either side.
Yeah, Gregus is definitely not fulfilling that assassin role we were talking about earlier. This doesn't quite have the damage to pop even what's probably the squishiest member on the side of DreadZone Gaming in the support. Now Ivar might be in some trouble
Gets
here.
hit by the chain and forced to flash, but that might not be enough. GLP going to slow the team, and it's not enough to get himself to safety. Flashes too late, gets hit by the chain, and the greed on the summoner spell costs him his life.
Yeah, quite unfortunate for him. Got caught in an unfortunate position, pathing a bit greedily through mid lane without the support of his team. Like we said, there are some tanks on the side of Tempest, but aside from the Gragas, there isn't too much in terms of heal for Ivar, but he just kind of has to fend for himself, keeping himself at a distance with the satchel charge and just positioning a bit better.
Typically the nature of Mega Inferno Bomb going to scout out the region. With the the nature of having 4 damage champions is that you do tend to lack that peel. And obviously a tank in the front line sometimes can provide that role, but obviously not with the Dr. Mundo. Really is just a threat to in the backlines. Caxi, Predator pops though, no flash on this Jinx still. Barrel brings him right back in, either with the GLP connects and the kill goes to the favour of Caxi, but flashing from Naruto. Stormbringer going to come down onto 3 members here. He's going to burn though. Todd doing damage in the front line, gets rooted by a light binding, dashes himself to safety now. Andika Sonyas is in the front line. Milk Cow still in the back causing chaos. And here he goes now, trying to find all the damage. 3 low health bars for Omega Gaming Tempest, but Todd keeping himself safe at arm's distance, picks himself up a triple kill now. Milk Cow's looking to take down Dina. Light binding connects. Ooh. The quadra kill comes through, but he's bound under turret. And that's going to be an ace for Omega Gaming Tempest.
Yeah, really well played there from Tempest. You know, Mundo just going where he pleases, taking up the tower just to secure the quadra kill for his mid laner. Ooh. Really close on the Mega Death Rocket.
Yeah, Ivar slithering away with an ounce of HP there. Really well played team fight, and you know, it's one team fight goes one way, another team fight goes the other. Tempest lose the Drake fight, and then find a random fight around the mid lane, and looks like the dragon about to spawn, but with Caxi recalling, you have to think Tempest are looking to reset before they look for this fight, and look for this objective.
Yeah. They're definitely not in position to be setting up for this dragon, so it looks like DreadZone is just going to start this up. Perhaps Emily can do her best to stall, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Yeah, they're just going to walk in and they're going to have to ultimately concede this Omega Gaming Tempest. The Mega Inferno Bomb goes out, but is unsuccessful, does not yield any fruit from that one, and now Tempest with a gold, well, no gold lead on either side really, but with the momentum it feels like off the back of the team fight victory, should be starting to look to dictate this game. An even gold like this, how should the lane assignments go? What's Tempest trying to do to get themselves that lead back again?
Well, with Dragon being taken, Tempest did get the team fight win. It did cost them the Dragon, so the only objectives being really worth mentioning is the Baron. Most of the outer towers are already gone for the side of Tempest, so really the lane assignments, in my opinion, should be Mundo bot. It could either be Mundo or Lucian bot at this point, since Mundo is without TP at the moment. Just to get some pressure in that lane, try and draw somebody to them. Then probably just kind of grouping up the rest of the team in mid lane, shuffling for priority in there. Trying to get control in the river of topside around the Baron pit. You know, they do want to be looking for more team fights, more picks like they got in the last fight. Trying to start things off so that it's in their favor, but They don't want to be caught out without proper vision.
Yeah, and I think that I like the idea of just deathballing at people because they have a ton of damage here, right? Double Liandry's has been completed for the team now. Obviously, Emily on that support income, so not doing too hot in terms of the items so far, but you know that's to be expected here. Ivor completed up his Liandry's and now even the needlessly large rod in his inventory. So we see Milk Cows now pops the ulti, trying to go for a trade here. Jace trying to kite out with the Electro Harpoons, dodges the first cleaver and flashes away. Todd now dashing in on Verbal Toxicity. Culling just going to take him to 10 HP. Flash cast kills him. Kaxi gets one and the slow is on Dina now. Manimune procced, fully able to get a kill here. Chilling Smite comes through, stunned by Naruto Namikaze, and now the kite comes through. Todd gets a second. Andicus gets dashed into by Todd and just gets blown up in favour of Silas, but the support is there from Tempest, Omega Gaming, Ace, DreadZone Gaming here, and 3 members still available. They're looking for some turrets.
Yeah, for sure. Todd doing crazy amounts of damage right now. They cannot disrespect this Lucian at all, otherwise, you know, like we saw there, the Jinx just gets one-shot basically by Todd and then finished off by Kaxi. Now the inhib tower is going down in the top lane just through the power of Ziggs. Pretty good stuff for Omega Gaming Tempest. A really nice place.
And I'm interested to see what they do right now because they have a few death timers still up from DreadZone Gaming, so people still waiting to respawn. They've got maybe 2 minutes left before they have to deny the soul away from DreadZone. I feel like they could have maybe looked for a Baron attempt. Obviously, they've been a little bit hesitant to do neutral objectives off of the back of teamfight victories. Either way, though, they look to reset and not go for the Baron, and probably going to look to deny the Mountain Soul coming through. And I want to ask you just a general League of Legends question here, Vic. What do you think of the item Manimune in terms of balance?
Ooh, man immune. How broken is it? I don't know. Every ADC seems to be building it. Every you know, at least every ADC who really has mana issues or uses mana effectively. I don't know what to tell you.
I feel like
Would I nerf it? Maybe, but you know, I think it's a pretty fun item. It offers, you know, scaling. It's not necessarily like a complete smork item, but it does seem, in my opinion, a bit overpowered.
You know, to me, it seems like when champions like Twitch are building this item, I feel like Twitch is not a mana-intensive champ, at least maybe early game, but then most ADCs are. But you know, Twitch isn't a spellcaster, so to speak, and that's where tier gets me.
For sure. Yeah, you don't see Twitch spamming Qs or anything like that.
Exactly.
Maybe spamming Ws a tiny bit, but you know, we see a TP coming out from the Rumble here. Milkhouse is still in the top lane, wailing away on the inhib.
Yeah, he has the TP available, and they've TP'd in just a little bit early from Jace to establish the priority. They've sent Jinx back, and this could create a numbers advantage here. Flame Chomper's actually going to interrupt the teleport. Milk Cow's now in a 1v1 with the Jinx, having to fight up against a turret and a Jinx here. She's got 3 items and an Executioner's Calling, kiting around the turret Verbal Toxicity. Very low on HP, heal comes through, and he's going to take down Milk Cow's in the 1v1 in the top side of their base. Naruto Namikaze now waiting on the other side. Final Spark comes through. Dragon secured by Kaxi, and now in a world of pain on his own. Naruto going to fall. Kaxi picks up that kill. Stopwatch picked up, and now Kaxi going to Zonya's his way to safety. And now with the jungler dead, Tempest walking with presence up to the top side, but not going for the Baron just yet.
Yeah, I do think Baron could be on the table for them here. You know, you do have Todd alive. Last time, Baron might have been a bit too ambitious with Todd having died in the fight, but with Todd alive, you know, you do have a considerable amount of DPS to burn down that Baron. They could definitely at least look to take control of it, but looks like they're just clearing out minions in mid-wave, getting some resets off, getting some buffs, buying more and more items. It now looks like Todd's at full build already. Pretty crazy stuff. He's going to be pretty unleashed at this moment, if I do say so myself.
Being oh, well, not the owner, but I can't remember the word. What's I don't know, the the knowledgeable one on being unleashed, I suppose. There's a word for it, and I'm spacing entirely. It'll come back to me when I
Yeah.
say a random word, but yeah.
All right. I'll be waiting for it. I'm not quite sure what word you're looking for. Otherwise, I'd love to help you out. But
I appreciate that. Either way, though, you make a valid point that at this point, 5 items, or 6 items, I suppose, with boots as well. 34 minutes in, he's incredibly strong, and definitely at this point the win condition for Omega Gaming Tempest. If we just quickly toggle the gold here, you can see he's 4,000, 5,000 gold ahead of Ivor, the other, quote, carry on the team. And 3,000-4,000 gold ahead of the rest of his team being in the jungle and in the top lane here. So definitely where Omega Gaming Tempest need to look to play around and look to secure teamfight victories.
yeah, for sure. And on the side of DreadZone, their Jinx is definitely a big carry threat still in this game. Late game Jinx is a pretty scary thing, and with the kiting we saw while she was getting towered of, doesn't seem like a slouch on the champion.
No, and actually remember this was a first pick Jinx, so definitely some pride in the pick. As we see Tempest now start with the Baron, equalizer pops, Todd in a world of pain just gets blown up. Emily on the wrong side of the Baron wall, and now Caxi with very little HP has flash available. Andicus goes over the pit to try and disrupt him. Chain does not connect. Naruto and Namikaze zoning away as well, and Caxi, you can't find a way into this pit. Body slam flashes in, doesn't get the secure. It's going to actually go to Andicus, and that is going to be a kill in their favor, as well as the Baron going their way. A huge play for DreadZone Gaming.
Yeah, huge play from DreadZone Gaming, and a huge throw from Tempest.
Milk Cows here, flashing on top of Verbal Toxicity. The Mega Inferno Bomb going to come through, going to get sidestepped. Rooted on the Flame Chompers, and now just getting slapped up, but there goes the shield. There's the root and the bind coming through. Milk Cows now very, very low. Gargoyle popped just to keep himself safe. But Verbal Toxicity looks like he was going to fall there, and then comes his support to save him.
Yeah, support to the rescue, and mid tower falling for Tempest. Interesting stuff going on around the map. I'm just still confused. I don't know what they were doing a 3-man Baron with 2 people splitting in the bot side and really close. Milkcloud must have been clenching there, but gets his recall off in the end.
Yeah, and I'm still confused about the positioning around that Baron as well. I feel like in that situation they were doing it with Zyra, Lucian, and Gragas, right? Gragas and Lucian can easily dash over the wall, and I feel like, if you get caught, if you get your hand caught in the cookie jar, sacrifice a Pinky, sacrifice Emily, give up the Zyra, and then you still have a chance to fight if you just dash over the wall using, Gragas and Lucian's dashes. The fact that they were both on the front side of the pit really just baffles me.
Yeah, it looks like they just, weren't expecting DreadZone to contest. Given that they were showing 2 members bot side, it kind of baffles me as well.
Verbal Toxicity forced to use, well, not forcing, rather forcing Milk Cows to pop the ulti there, gets him caught, and just a little bit of chunking from the Jinx means that Mundo is going to be without ultimate for just a little bit here. Level 17, rank 3 ulti. It's going to be up fairly quickly here, but probably not in time for the Drake, which is sold for whichever team secures it. And it looks like DreadZone Gaming actually knocking on the inhibitor with the remaining of the Baron buff here, secure that inhibitor and walk themselves up towards the top side as Tempest are forced to respond here. They've not made up their mind as to what they want to do, caught between the Soul and defending. Now Andicus gets caught, Todd gonna take down the Silas, but they lose the top inhib as well. Now it's going to be on whether or not DreadZone Gaming can get to the Drake in time. Teleport coming through. This has to be from the Rumble. Return teleport from Jace, you have to hope. Here comes the Sky Splitter Storm, bring it onto Todd in the backline. He dashes in on top of the Volley Bear. Isn't going to be able to keep himself in safety, but actually kites out the Volley Bear just well enough. Now 3 kills in favour of Omega Gaming Tempest. They're going to secure themselves this Soul here. But look in the base, Verbal Toxicity, hitting away at these minions, at these structures, got himself one of the Nexus turrets as well. When all said and done, it's 2 inhibitors and a Nexus turret to DreadZone Gaming, but 3 kills and the Soul go to Tempest.
Yeah, and pretty worth, in my opinion, for Tempest. They do lose the 2 inhibs, which is going to be pretty crucial for the next few minutes, as they have super minions flooding those lanes, causing pressure. But they do get the Mountain Soul, which is going to be extremely huge for the Mundo and pretty big for the rest of their team as well. With Baron coming up in 2 minutes, it's really about how they manage their waves from here on out.
Yeah,
Can they get these waves pushed out in time to set up for this Baron?
Exactly that. It becomes, can DreadZone Gaming utilize these downed inhibs? They have a 5-minute timer, which is going to be overlapping with when the Baron spawns. So can they use the downed inhibitors to secure themselves this Baron safely, and then hopefully close out the game with that Baron? If they're unable to, then Tempest definitely get the better end of that trade. It's all about what happens within these next 5 minutes, though.
And you know, this Mountain Drake, it's gonna help. It's gonna help Tempest out a lot in the next team fight, which I assume it's just gonna come down to perhaps like 1 or 2 team fights either way. You know, Todd is already blowing people up. Blew up the Silas in the beginning of the last fight. You know, able to kite out the Volibear and make sure to kill him. Meanwhile, Caxi was not even in the last fight, just defending the base with all he's got.
Oh, but the flash from Emily burned early. Ivor has to flash as well. Stormbringer, flash over the Deadman's Plate is going to stun Ivor. He dodges away from the final spot, but gets hit by the chain. He's going to be in a world of pain and taken down with the Mega Inferno Bomb as a martyrdom to his life. A little retribution coming on through, but it's not enough to secure any damage. Now a numbers advantage for DreadZone Gaming. 43 seconds left on Ivor. Baron spawning in 46. This could spell Baron in the long haul.
Yeah, definitely could. It could also spell a bot lane tower, and it looks like it is. 5-man strong. They're looking to push down on this last inhibitor.
Yeah, and that obviously makes a lot of sense. Trying to get those double souped up waves is always beneficial to you. And look at verbal toxicity at this point. 650 gold bounty. Incredibly strong. Equalizer goes under the turret. Nice Zonyas from Caxi to avoid all of the damage. Todd culls on the side to put out a little bit of poke and dissuade the push, and does his job. No inhibitor secured, so the kill on Ivor is just that. They secure obviously a bot lane tier 2, but at this stage neither team really care about that. And now, with DreadZone actually having to reset, this opens up Tempest to be able to maybe make a play on the map. Verbal Toxicity connects with the zap though onto Ivor. Could be in a bit of trouble here. Binding connects and Ivor's just going to fall once again. The bot lane coming up huge, and Ivor caught with a misstep.
Yeah, back-to-back deaths for Ivor. Just a bit greedy on his with his satchel placement. I feel like he could have used his satchel to get himself out of trouble both times, but instead uses it to try and offensively dissuade the enemies from chasing after him, but still goes down.
Yeah, now with the death caused and the Baron most certainly up on the map. Omega Gaming Tempest on the back foot here. DreadZone Gaming hitting away at this. Don't have the sustained damage of the Jinx just yet. Caxi in the top side of the pit. They know where he is. Control Ward's now fully expended. And there goes the light binding. Connects. Zonya's the damage, so that's going to be okay. The barrel giving vision, but on the top of the equalizer. Flashes in. Body slams. Smites too early. Verbal Toxicity gets the kill. And the Baron as well goes in favour of DreadZone Gaming. Naruto Namikaze being proficient with the smites.
Cacti goes for the hero play, but doesn't quite get it. Really trying to, you know, salvage the game for his team. Getting that Baron could have, you know, stalled the game out enough to get his team back in this. But now, facing down a Baron buff team from the side of DreadZone, they could be looking at a loss right here.
Yeah, they really could, and it feels like, you know, this entire game, there hasn't really been a 5v5. Now Namikaze dashing onto Milk House, but the Gargoyle makes him so tanky. He's not going to fall at all. The Mega Inferno Bomb takes Andicus down to half, but he will probably heal that up pretty quickly. Equalizer hits 3. Flash forward from Jace isn't actually going to find anything here. Mega Inferno Bomb onto Emily and the Super Mega Death Rocket as well, chunking out the rest of Tempest's members. That's 2 inhibitors down within a minute and a half of this initial Baron push. Really strong start from DreadZone, and now they're probably going to look to reset and walk bot lane, I hope.
Yeah, they could look to reset here. Definitely would be a smart move. Could go straight bot, try and pressure that lane as well. Thing is, Elder buff is up in 20 seconds, and Tempest are looking to make a contest for it.
Yeah, very true. They have to go now, whilst the super minions are still walking their way through the lane too. Remember, they lost an Nexus turret early on. Dina caught out here, has to flash over the wall to keep himself safe. This looks now very low on HP. Predator props from Caxi. And now in essentially a 4.5 versus 5. Dina, though, remember, he's on this Lux. He's going to be able to pump out damage from consistently far away. Milkcow's in the wrong side of the pit here, trying to zone away the rest of the team. But Emily with a huge Stranglethorns knocks up 3 members here. The plant's doing work, the Liandry's, the Rylai's going huge. And Caxi finds Verbal Toxicity off on the side somewhere. We missed it, but the Jinx is down here. That's most of the damage. And now the Elder secured by Tempest. They should be able to take this fight. Andicus dashing in. Todd now recalling because of the base is in tatters. Ivar, the last remaining member, to try and dish out some damage. Smiting onto Ivar, secures probably that kill, but the flashaway keeps himself safe. Emily now going to fall to the chains of Andicus. And due to the fact that Todd had to leave to save his base, the fight goes the way of DreadZone.
Yeah, really, really close stuff. I felt like Todd could have maybe... Oh, I take that back. There's no way he could have stayed any second longer. Staying could have cost them the game there, so he does make the right call in bases to save the Nexus.
And that's exactly what we were saying in the prelude to that, that they had to go then and they had to do it effectively. And feels like just, you know, slight missteps from Tempest, meaning that they don't get the best outcome. The fact that Milkcows is caught out on the wrong side, and you know the fight obviously catching Verbal Toxicity. Don't know how Caxi did it, but if he's able to replicate that again, then that's how Tempest win these team fights. You have to remember we've still got a little bit of a timer where Todd and Ivar, I believe, still have the Elder Drake buff. So whether or not Tempest choose to make a play with these 2 strong carries as their Elder Drake abusers, it's going to be telling. We've got 2.5 minutes left on the Baron, 4.5 minutes back before the Elder Drake respawns, so a little bit of time before any neutral objectives respawn. We have to remember that Tempest have an open Nexus here, and there's obviously always an opportunity for a backdoor attempt.
Yeah, for sure, Tempest not in the best situations, but as well, not in the worst.
Flash forward from Todd Culling with the Q, and that's the buff that we wanted. Takes down Verbal Toxicity in just a second. Andicus takes Emily quite low, but Todd still has Elder Drake available to him. Takes down Andicus as well. That's 2 kills now for Omega Gaming Tempest. They have a 3 versus or 5 versus 3 on the map. They look like just resetting. Todd low on HP, Emily low as well, but the Mountain Soul comes through and they decide to stay. Ping's coming down toward the mid lane here. They want to use this numbers advantage and try and keep themselves safe. Lifeline rune from Todd, likely going to be sustaining him in conjunction with that Death's Dance. Omega Gaming Tempest walking up to the base doors here.
Yeah, they definitely have to go for something while they do have this Elder still and the numbers advantage. Todd looking to...
Dashes forward, but gets hit in the face by this Naruto Namikaze Volibear. Now tanking up quite effectively, but the culling comes through, gets hit by the light binding. Final Spark actually going to take him down. Over aggression from Todd gets punished, and the rest of the team nowhere to be seen. They take the inhibitor turret, but at what cost here? Now a 5 versus 4 in favour of DreadZone, with the leading man of Omega Gaming Tempest down in the dirt for 50 more seconds. Got a minute to choose, and Baron spawning at the end of it.
Yeah, what will DreadZone Gaming do in this minute? They could look to just 5-man down mid, perhaps try and end the game. Rumble did look for an ambitious TP.
Oh, Caxi with the Predator popped, gets hit by the light binding. The Flame Chompers just not going to arm themselves. Tempest now really struggling. Caxi gets hit by a second light binding. Dina picks that one up and the chains connect. Caxi gonna fall, looking for the hero play to try and kill Verbal Toxicity, but a binding from Dina saves the game. Or saves the Jinx, rather.
Yeah, Dina really on point with these bindings. You know, big factor in the DreadZone Gaming having a large advantage in this game.
And now Tempest have to look to Ivar to poke out. Todd now has respawned. Here comes that culling that we have been seeing so much of. The flash forward from Milk Cow's ultimate on Gargoyle procced. So much HP to try and cut through. They cannot do it just yet, but the Gargoyle's going to wear off, and so is that ulti soon enough. Milk Cow's just dashing forward, getting kited. Electro Harpoon after Zap, after Flame Chompers, after Light Binding. So much peel, so much disengaged potential makes it so hard for them to chase into DreadZone, and Tempest don't find anything.
Yep, now Baron is up on the map. DreadZone Gaming looking to go and take control of that area. Tempest still coming out onto the map. Caxi still just coming up from his death timer.
Milk House this entire time just been shepherding DreadZone around the map. Now 1 versus 4 walking in. Todd's there to make it 2 and Emily from the top side to make it 3. Verbal Toxicity caught out a little bit, forced to flash away. This Jinx is now low. The final spark connects onto Todd, but that death stance is going to mean that he's able to keep himself safe with the magic resist and the decaying damage. Milk Cow still chasing onto Andicus here. Kingslayer heals up all the damage that Milk Cow has dealt, but here comes the ulti from the Mundo. GLP as well from Ivar. Now Zhonya's, is the timing right? Ivar gets the kill with the satchel charge, I believe, or there's the Hextech minefield. Caxi flashes, dashes over rather, picks up Jason. Now Tempest have the advantage. Sky Splitter, Stormbringer combination gonna keep Namikaze safe as he dashes away Milk Cows. The solo member in the front line goes incredibly low, but the Gargoyle gonna keep him safe. And Todd on the flank has ran through. Verbal Toxicity pushed into GA here. Fossil Dinner gonna go down. So is the Volibear, so is the Jinx. And with 71 seconds on that Jinx, Omega Gaming Tempest, surely they end here.
Yeah, surely this is the game. What a barn burner it's been. Milk Cow's just going to tank up the Nexus towers. And yeah, what a comeback win from Omega Gaming Tempest. Really great stuff.
The satchel goes down. I'm going to take neither of the turrets with it. Ivar with the nice satchel charge, but it doesn't matter. Game 1 goes the way of Omega Gaming Tempest.
Ivar is showing out right now. He says he doesn't even need to execute on the towers. He's just going to win the game regardless. Oh my goodness. What a game. What a game 1.
The game 1 in a best of 3, by the way, everybody. So if all that game was intense, we've got potentially 3 more coming, or 2 more coming your way. I mean, you know, the way that went, you have to think that the DreadZone can definitely at least take a game here.
Yeah, that game was really back and forth. This series could go either way still, you know. We'll have to see. I feel like DreadZone definitely had chances in this game, had opportunities. Maybe if things were done a little differently, could have closed out the game at certain points, but Tempest striking back with their own counterplays and their own clutch plays to, you know, even things out, and they come away with the win.
Yeah, and it feels like each team there just sort of handing the other one the bat and saying, "Do you want to win, guys? Here's our base. Like, do you want to take it?" And just slight macro missteps, I feel like, from both teams, really what decided this game. And ultimately, the later the game went, the more costly those throws were. And unfortunately, the bigger the throws became. DreadZone Gaming, obviously the recipients of the loss this game. I feel like that they could have probably won numerous times, but then again, so could Tempest.
Yeah, it was definitely like I said, it was a barn burner for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
it was full of thrills, full of ups and downs, back and forth, and yeah.
I think then
I
with
didn't even
that.
look at the damage charts.
Oh,
How did the
let's have a look. I'll have a look. We got
Todd
it.
putting the team on his back with the damage? Really,
Yeah, and really consistent damage from a lot of members here. You know, looking across, 5 members on 31k, but Todd with 52k, 20,000 damage more than anybody else in the game. That's showing you where the power of Omega Gaming Tempest has been in this game.
ADCs need a nerf or what?
Yeah, valuable role. Hey, anyway, though, with that, we're going to take a short intermission here as the guys get loaded up into game number 2 here. We shouldn't be too long, obviously, don't have pro drafts to sort out or anything like that, so Give us a couple minutes and me and Vic will be right back for game number 2.